Lucky Boys Podcast.
Welcome to Lucky Boys Podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
I don't even know how I got so falsetto. Will. I don't know. I'm just in that type of mood, man. I mean,
Yeah. What type of mood?
I don't know.
Excited type of mood?
It's a strange thing right now that's going on. You know, it's eerie too. I mean, a big city like New York City, just being around during rush hour is not. Doesn't feel as much as a rush, and there's no holidays. You know, usually during the holidays, it's there's no traffic, there's no people traffic. It's a lot easier just commuting. You know, it's a lot more pleasant. I personally enjoy it, but it kind of has that feel where not everyone's out, and I think it's due to the coronavirus or COVID-19.
Yeah, Well, I mean, I still experience traffic, but not as bad. You know, like last night, it took me about 25 minutes to get to Manhattan, which is pretty quick from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it took you 25 minutes?
Yeah, just 25 minutes. Last night. This is like, you know, around 9:30. People are going out, you know. They're supposed to be going out, hanging out.
Right.
But the thing was, when I actually got out to the bars and stuff, there were a lot of people there. The restaurants were empty. The bars were packed.
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm like, yo, dude, it's so crazy.
Why is that? So you think drunk motherfuckers just don't care about the virus?
I just think like young people if young people without families, they don't really care as much. You know, they're going out. I see that. Okay. I mean, I've seen more families buying a lot of supplies.
Right.
Like I just saw this video of this daughter and her mom stacking up all this toilet paper, and they got into a fight with somebody. He's like, I just want one pack of toilet paper. Yeah. And they was like, I'm not gonna give it up. And they had the store manager come in and
what the
call
fuck
the
are they gonna do with all of this?
I know,
all this toilet paper. You know, if I run out of toilet paper, straight up, I'm going old school. I'm taking my butt to the shower, and I'm spraying it down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you need? Like, the toilet paper is not going to save you from the end of the, you know what, if it is. Yeah. First of all, I think it's overblown in regards to, I understand you want to be safe. I mean, I did my fair share of stocking up, but it's not like this absurd. If it gets to that point, then we're all fucked. You know,
there's no escaping it. You're saying, like at the certain,
it's like
of it.
Yeah. Right. If it's like that extreme to the level of panic people are taking, it's done. Like, you can have all the supplies in the world, and if other people don't have it and they're starving, well, guess what? Unless you got AKs and an army behind your front door,
you got a bunker or some kind of fortress.
Right. But if you're in New York City, that's most likely not going to happen. Yeah. You're done. Yeah. You're done, and a gang of people are going to come up and just take your shit. You know, if it gets that serious. Right. And those are facts.
Yeah.
You know,
don't have any protection.
Mob mentality and survival mode kicks in. You know, they're looting every single house. But I understand the concern. I 100, and I'm part of that camp. I am concerned about this. But what I don't get is the racism. You know, now here's this. Like, I get not going to Chinatown, staying away from there because you don't know someone from China or going into these Chinese
who's visited before.
Yeah, so that makes sense to me. Okay, that, you know, that's 1 + 1 = 2. But and not wanting to eat at Chinese places, I totally get it, because you don't know if they're cooking from China or somewhere, you know, where there's like a very close there isn't a degree of separation. Yeah. Right? I get it. But at this point now, anyone can have it. Look, there's a Jewish lawyer. I mean, I feel bad for the guy because they totally put his face everywhere. Yeah. You know.
Oh, I haven't even seen the guy's
man,
face.
They put his face everywhere. One guy, I think, right now that they counted almost up to 40 people that he infected. 30 or 40 people.
What? I know he blazed his family.
His family.
And the guy his neighbor who drove him to the hospital.
and his synagogue.
Oh, man. Oh, his synagogue? Oh,
yeah. Wow. They had to have over 1,000 people in self-quarantine.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
But here's the thing. I just don't get the racism towards Asian people right now. It's crazy. Like first of all, as of now that we're talking, there hasn't been any confirmed cases of any Asian person in New York City that's confirmed to have COVID-19.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's just say there were a couple. It doesn't give you a right to be racist towards the Jewish guy, the Asian person, if a white or Spanish or black or yellow or green, purple, I don't care. It doesn't even make sense because anyone can have it. And to attack them and make them feel like shit for having it. You think they're happy they got this shit?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think they're happy and then you're going to do some stupid shit? Like to make a shitty situation worse? Like that's your character?
Yeah.
That's the type of person you are? Like somebody is sick with a disease that they didn't even want in the first place, that they have nothing to do. They're probably American, just like you.
Yeah.
You know, this shit came from over there. That's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? And you're going to attack them? You're going to throw water on them? You're going to jump them? You're going to punch them in his face? That's just stupid to me, man. Like that, you know, if they keep messing around, they're gonna charge some of these people up.
Oh yeah. One day they're gonna be messing with the wrong people.
They're gonna mess with the wrong people. They're gonna choose the wrong one.
But the thing is, like, you know, I think these incidences, I mean, like a lot of these happen to people who can't defend themselves. Really, I don't, you know.
I'm telling you, but that's my point. A lot of these people, especially Asian people, you and I know. I mean, we grew up around them. They look unassuming as hell.
Oh yeah.
But some of them are.
Yeah.
You know, I would not mess with some of these people. You're going to choose the wrong one.
Yeah.
And the last thing that you're going to be worrying about is the coronavirus after that.
Yeah.
You choose the wrong one and you get marked. It's a wrap for you, man. They may not get you right then and there, or they might.
Yeah.
And they might get you, and then they might get the people you care about too. So, I mean, telling you, you choose the wrong one because he looks normal, or maybe you chose somebody that's somebody's grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And you just choose the wrong person, it's a wrap for you, man. You gotta be careful, man. And it's not, and these people, they don't just attack you.
Yeah.
It's not just, they're not gonna just isolate it to you, especially if you attack their family. They're gonna take out your whole shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you choose the wrong, you gotta, I don't know, it's just dumb on so many levels.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to tell you this story because I heard this on the news the other day. This happened in New York City. I mean, this is happening all over the world. Right, so it's happening internationally. It's happening in Europe, you know. But this incident happened in Upper West, so 154th Street. So this guy
in New York City.
In New York City.
Okay.
So this guy was like, I think he was like a restaurant worker, but he was outside. It's videotape too. So he's outside smoking a cigarette, you know. And the way he was just carrying himself and like, you know, kind of smoking the cigarette, I was like, okay, this dude. He's been through something, and you know, maybe like back in the day, I don't know.
Right.
But he kind of had that you know, fades eye kind of look.
That gangster look.
Gangster look, like gangster look.
And we know what it looks like because we've been around that.
So, but he's a older man, so middle aged, right?
Right.
And so this kid comes up to him, tosses a water bottle at him, and yells something about coronavirus.
I saw that, and he didn't toss a water bottle. He splashed water all over him.
Splashed water. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They threw like a large amount, like a bucket of water all over him.
Yeah.
You know, and he was just there. He was just standing there minding his own business, probably taking a cigarette break from his job.
Yeah.
And then they splashed water over him, and then he chased them up and down.
The crazy thing was, like, he didn't like overreact. Mm-hmm. You can see, like, okay, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. I'm gonna put on my jacket.
Yeah.
He didn't go like, what? But he just like.
But he fought that guy. I mean, but man, and that's part racism. And look, I don't want
ignorance as well.
Yeah, but I don't want. And then I'm also seeing Asian people now. Now they're mad at that whole other race. Now it's like hate. Levels of hate, you know what I mean? And and it's like, you can't, if somebody hates or does something stupid to your race, I don't think you should attack that entire race too, because then like, now you got two dummies going at it. You know what I mean? It's not, because I know a lot of good white, black, Spanish people that aren't Asian. You know, I'm in love with, I'm very close friends with them. Am I going to go to war with them? You know what I mean? Just because if you did something, no, I wouldn't. You know what it is? You should go to war with stupid people like that.
Yeah.
It's fuck the race shit. Go to war with the dumbass people like that. If I see an Asian person do some racist shit towards someone else, I'm not gonna join in with the Asian dude and be dumb with him just because he's Asian or
Yeah.
whatever, I'm gonna get at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, so I don't care what race you are, but if you're stupid and you do stupid things, you know, you heard of that saying, you know, you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to catch up, man. I'm telling you. Now, I hate seeing things like this. You know, it's already what a shitty situation, man. And people are just adding to it. And it's infuriating, man. It's fucking infuriating. We're in 2020. There's really no excuse for this shit. You know, there's the internet. I understand before everyone had their little communities. They were closed-minded, and those were the people that influenced you. It was like if you had a group of motherfuckers that was just stupid and hate and closed-minded, and then I guess you get that type of mentality. But come on, man, you got Netflix, you got YouTube, you got Google.
It's stupidity, it's ignorance, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
there's so much you can grow. There's so many levels in your mind to grow beyond that.
But then I think the media plays a huge part of
my God,
you know,
don't get me started on that.
It is crazy. I mean, like
when that guy caught the coronavirus, the Jewish guy, they posted a picture. They said, "Oh, New York man has coronavirus." They posted a picture of like a Chinese dude with a mask on. In Flushing.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, I'm just looking. I think it was New York Post, and I'm looking at it like,
dude,
are you serious? Are you serious with that? Like, that.
So I mean, like, this is like,
man.
Not everyone's gonna be like at that level. It's like
stupid people shit. They're just relying on stupid people.
Some people are gonna look at it and say like, not even like they're gonna just look at the headline, and they're not gonna look into the story.
Right.
And they associate the picture, and then it's already in their mind.
So when they see you and me, or our mom and dads, or our friends, whoever, anyone that looks like us,
they're gonna feel a type of way. But they don't, and then they won't understand it. But if you trace it back to the media, and then this is how the media portrays what's happening.
It's crazy. We're all Americans. It's like it doesn't even make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But that said, that's the minority. It's not the majority.
True.
The majority of people are real level-headed. You know, when I'm out and about and I'm meeting with clients and I'm meeting with friends, you know, it's all love. You know, they're giving me handshake. They're like, you know, I'm like, yo, I swear I'm healthy. Just playing around, and they're just laughing and stuff, and they're giving me hugs and kisses.
You still giving hugs and kisses? I mean,
seriously, they don't care. They said, you know, a couple of my Dominican, Puerto Rican friends. I had lunch with them downtown. We had Mexican food, and you know, they came over, gave me a hug, like extra. I was like, yo, you don't gotta, you know.
I don't care, brother. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Like I know you, man. Like it ain't like that. And he was like, "Hey, yo, Will, you know we're from the Bronx, man. We're in New York. We don't care about that. We're more concerned about bullets getting jumped, shit like that."
Yeah.
You know, that said, you know, no, you should be concerned about it. You know?
I mean, like, have you given the option of the elbow greeting? There's like three types of greetings right now, right?
I've the elbow, the fist bump, whatever, or the foot,
the foot, right?
The
feet.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I don't care. I'm shaking people's hands unless you're visibly nasty.
Yeah.
You know, like if you just look like you got shitty hygiene or you look like you're sick.
Yeah.
Then I'm not touching you because that's just normal. Like I'm going about my normal routine because this is what I think. I think this COVID-19, at least for the next 18 months, is here to stay. We're not going to be
18 months. Wow.
At least. We're not going to be able to eradicate this totally. This is something where we're going to have to. It's going to change the way we do things. It already has, right?
Right.
But I think it's just going to be a part of like measles and chickenpox when we were coming up. You know, I think people are just going to get it, and they're going to have to live through it and work through it, just like the flu.
Yep.
You know, now, it has a crazy spread, and that's why I'm saying, like, there's no way we can contain it. Look, New York City itself, it tripled within the last 48 hours, and then one day after that, 24 hours later, it doubled. That's insane.
So let me ask you this: do you think that this more cases are coming on is because the fact that we didn't have the testing? Before.
Absolutely.
And we didn't really know who had it, but
absolutely,
but people already had it.
Look, New York City is the door. Like if I'm going to somebody's house, the front entrance, that's New York City. We're the front entrance of the world, and there's just no way that, let's say this started in November or December of last year, and the speed at the rate that it's spreading throughout China, throughout Italy, throughout Iran, Japan, South Korea, Singapore. what makes us so special? Look, we're humans too. It's gonna spread,
Yeah.
and it's New York City.
The international hub. JFK is here.
JFK, man, and
Yeah.
then and
Newark.
then we got like 3 Chinatowns here,
Yeah.
So it's like
The probability of of the chances someone has
someone
it
from Wuhan, or from
or
the original,
related or something like that.
or someone that went on vacation there. Because if
Right.
you look at it during the holidays,
Yeah.
and if someone was there and they're coming back, even if they're not Asian, white or whatever,
Yeah,
they
whoever's traveling,
whoever's
yeah.
traveling, they come back here. And look, one Jewish guy supposedly spread it to like 30, 40 people
Yeah.
that they know of.
Yeah, he was in Italy.
So
right?
imagine if it just takes one person on that passenger plane, gets like maybe the people around them, let's say 5 or 6 other people,
Right.
and then let's say those 5 or 6 get another 10 people, and those 10 get another 10.
Yeah.
My opinion, I think we have at least 1,000 people in New York City that already have it.
1,000.
Or
At least.
At least.
At least 1,000.
At least in New York City. We're all on top of each other.
I think I'm gonna double down. I think it's gonna be a lot more.
Oh
A lot
yeah,
more people. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is at least
Yeah,
no
yeah.
right now.
Right now.
there's at least That's my opinion. I think
Yeah.
at least 1,000 people. Right
Yeah.
now, I think it's
Confirmed
it's less-
77 or
77.
something? Yeah,
right
something
now.
like
But and they barely did any testing.
Without enough test kits, I think.
Right.
They're
The
still
more
waiting,
tests they
yeah.
do, the more
Reports,
confirmed
yeah,
people
confirmed
that they're
cases.
finding with COVID-19.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because what's scary or alarming that this is not such an abstract disease anymore. When it was in China, it was like, oh, that's
It's a China issue.
It's a China
It's
issue.
not a-
Now it's here.
Yeah.
Like in my city where I work, I'm a couple of blocks away from all these confirmed cases.
Yeah.
Where I live, I'm a couple of blocks.
Yeah.
I'm in my town.
Yeah.
Someone's confirmed.
And it's not just in the New York City. We're talking about like Westchester, upstate.
Right.
I think I saw a doctor who was on TV. He said like, when I live in Westchester, there's
Right.
no confirmed. At this time, there wasn't a confirmed case in Westchester. So he was saying, when I come and work in hospitals in New York City, it's somewhat chaos because there's not enough testing for everyone to confirm these cases. And he basically said that, New York City, you better, it's going to be a hotspot. You better watch out.
Right.
But, Westchester is going to be okay because,
Right.
and I was like, oh, you said this prematurely. And then a few days later, then you got the confirmed case in Westchester.
Right.
So no one's
Right.
really, I guess, safe
Look,
from this.
I think look, a lot of people got the flu. A lot of people got a cold.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people have COVID-19.
Yeah.
Now, that it's not a death sentence. It doesn't mean you're going to die.
Yeah, true.
Like if I'll tell you what, if I'm like north of 50 years old,
Yeah.
I would be concerned.
Right.
Or
This is
if
like
I
a-
have underlying issues, I would be
Yeah.
concerned.
Like aggressive. This is more of an aggressive flu.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I felt like I came close to death with the regular flu before.
Yeah.
Right? I think I got it was like last one I got the hardest one, like 7-8 years ago. I got a regular flu and I thought I was gonna die, man. Like
Yeah.
it was fucking brutal.
It's
It
like
was,
getting hit by a truck.
it was worse, man. I'm telling you, like I had no energy. It
Yeah.
was in a lot of pain, and 7 years ago, like I'm one of those guys back then that refused to take medicine. I was just this tough, like I could tough it out, and
Yeah.
I did tough out that flu, but that shit, like it really rocked me, man. I was hurting.
You remember taking the vaccine?
I never took a flu shot.
Okay, so you didn't take a flu shot. Okay.
Never in my life took
yeah.
a flu shot. So like it was just. I mean, I've been very healthy since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm not a guy that when I used to smoke cigarettes. Right, I used to get sick like once every other
Yeah, it
few months.
affects your immune system.
You remember
Yeah,
like
yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
But when I quit smoking, it was like my immune system's like it's solid, man.
Yeah.
It does me solid. I could go years without even catching a cold or sneezing or due to like some type of sickness. I was very healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just think this is something that we're just gonna have to learn to live with. Until they find a way to stop this. And even if we do, I think it's gonna mutate.
I mean,
It already has. There's 2 strains.
2 strains, yeah. But I think like it said, like the majority of the world has the more
L.
aggressive
The L,
strain,
yeah.
the more aggressive strain, and 30% don't. So there are some people that can't, like they can. It was probably going to be a regular flu for them, right?
I think so.
Type of thing.
I think so. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm just concerned about the businesses. that's going on right now. I think it's really tough for everyone that's impacted.
Yeah.
From major corporations to your mom and pop shops.
Yeah, I actually I was in Chinatown for dinner, and like, it was a ghost town. They were giving
All the restaurants are done.
yeah,
Like, oh
they were
my God.
giving discounts,
Hmm.
like a discount for people to entice people to come in. And I was like, wow, I feel bad because, I mean, like, I think like as a community, we know someone who, a dad or father,
Yeah.
mother that works in restaurants, and this
And
is
they
affecting
work their tail
yeah,
off.
and that's affecting
know?
their livelihood, right?
Yeah.
So it's I just feel bad because the businesses they're small community businesses.
Yeah,
right?
they are.
And
they all work very hard, man. Like
Yeah.
this is, I mean, for those of you that don't know, if you have like several generations in America, and you have accumulated American family wealth. For those you may not get it, but for these immigrants to come over here, or these first generation Asians, and that's all they knew, and it's a family business being passed down. I mean, it's manual labor. Anyone that owns a restaurant business already knows how tough it is.
Yeah.
And the way their style is, they're not hip to social media or trends. They just work their butt off and try to, make the best food that they can and churn out numbers.
Yeah.
That's really it. And my dad, I remember my dad, and he owned a restaurant down in Florida. He would when I was living with him, he would wake up 5:30, 6 in the morning, get ready, prep the food, clean, all that stuff. And then at night, when the restaurant closes at 10 p.m., he's still there. And then he's cleaning the kitchen, getting it prepped for the next day.
Mhm.
And then we don't get home till like 12.
Yeah.
And then he's just reading the paper, and he's just, doing his thing, and, or having a beer and just kind of relaxing. And then boom, next day, 5 hours sleep every day. He did that for over a decade.
Wow.
I watched this dude. Only time he took off was Christmas.
Yeah.
Only time.
Because it's like, I want to make as
No,
much
I'm
as,
sorry. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. He was open on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel for those people, man. I know what it's like, but
And we don't know how long this is going to affect the business.
Right.
I mean, it's already. I think a lot of businesses are closed because the fact that they don't know how long it's going to take, and they can't.
Right.
They can't continue paying their employees.
yeah,
So
it's a trickle down effect, and it's same thing with the corporations. They,
the bigger.
They may be cutting some fat elsewhere or
Mhm.
prepping.
Mhm.
Depends. I mean, I in some ways I feel like this is overblown. I
Yeah.
think the panic is spreading. I mean, I do agree with, some of the epidemiologists, what they're saying. But at the same time, I also feel like the panic is spreading. Like it's the panic levels not the same level as what the corona is. It's just that some people ODing.
Yeah.
You know?
So my physical therapist, her brother is a epidemiologist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have a trip to India in like a week.
Okay.
And her girlfriend is like super worried that, to travel to India with
Mhm.
the coronavirus and everything
Mhm.
like that. But her brother, who studies diseases, he was
Right.
like, we all have it, so we might as well go.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
for them. I think they're young. It's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
So he as a scientist, he doesn't look at it as life threatening.
Right.
It's sort of like, to him, it's more like a regular flu.
Right. Unless you're old, but then
Yeah.
if you're old, you get hit with a regular flu.
Yeah, it's just as
still-
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's just as bad, but it's bad.
Yeah.
But COVID-19 is definitely like, I worry about my parents.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get that. It's
I see like certain groups, certain camps, you could say,
Mhm.
they're like really worried about it,
Right.
and then
But if
they're
it's you
like,
and me,
okay.
we're healthy, we're young, we take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
We're pretty fit. I'm not too concerned.
Yeah.
It's just to me, it's just gonna be like a shitty flu,
Yeah,
a really shitty flu.
I
hopefully.
was
Yeah.
it took me 2 days. I had 2 days of like, oh shit, I gotta stock up on stuff.
Yeah.
And in the beginning I was like, okay, this is gonna blow over.
Right.
And then you hear the news of it spreading, and then and then it started with the case in New York, and then I was like,
Right.
okay, I have to stock up. I have to start stocking up. So I would go. I went, to the market, and everything is gone. Water, Purell, Clorox wipes, everything gone.
Seriously.
But the thing is, a few days later, they're restocked, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm like,
invest in
I'm-
those stocks. You know,
I'm
you know what
like-
my brother said? My brother says, relax, get the popcorn out and watch the shit show, and just get your whiskey and just drink and relax, have some fun, get your money,
Yeah.
and just get ready to dump it all in the market because everything's
Yeah, yeah.
crashing.
Get
People
ready,
Are,
yeah.
People are panicking. Take advantage of that shit. Right now, you making money.
yeah,
You know, right now, you just plan to get money. Like, he's just like, he's not worried about this at all.
Yeah.
You know, my brother's real level-headed. So
he subscribes to the Warren Buffett saying, right? What is it?
yeah, when
Beef.
people are scared, you go. We're totally butchering it.
I know,
But
man.
when people are scared, like, this is regarding investing. When people
Investing.
are scared, that's when you should be greedy.
Yeah.
And when people are greedy, that's when you should be
Be
scared.
careful. I've been like also looking at the market, making sure that I'm anticipating. But this is
Yeah.
hardly then from over. The
Yeah.
market's gonna definitely tank a lot more. Yeah.
Right now, I wouldn't try to mess
And-
with
yeah.
it now because I don't think we've hit the floor.
We didn't hit the bottom.
It's it's gonna be hard to actually try to outsmart the market in this case. But I think when you look at, let's say, a stock like Disney, Microsoft, any of the blue chip stocks, and you're in a long term play, and you feel like it's a really good price when you look at their earnings on a regular tip, like when this all blows over, and life for everyone resumes back to normal once we understand what this really is, when as a globe, as a society, and those earnings starts coming back, and I mean everything's gonna be on sale, man, and guess what? Those stocks are gonna shoot right up.
Yeah.
I had someone our age, one of my coworkers, and she was saying, she's really concerned about her 401k. I was like, you have like 25 years until you retire. And if you're investing in an index 500, or if you're heavily on the stocks, which you should be when you're younger, you should put in more risky asset classes. Then and perhaps in bonds when you're getting closer
You're
to
older,
retirement,
yeah.
maybe in the last 10 years or so. But if you want it to be cheap, you
Yeah.
want to accumulate more shares right now. I mean, if anything, I might up my contribution.
Yeah.
Just to grab more. I mean, if I feel like I'm getting a bargain, it's a sale.
Yeah.
I mean, as an investor, you gotta love sales.
Yeah. I mean, the stock market, it's a cycle. I mean,
Absolutely.
it goes up and down. But on average, the stock market is always up.
We were just talking about crypto.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared to what crypto. I mean, right now it's moving like the way crypto was.
Yeah.
But if you're used to crypto, then this is just another day.
Yeah, I mean, I was people tell me like they're worried, but then I'm telling you why. This is exciting. I personally missed the boat on 2008.
Oh my
I
gosh, I'm
personally missed the
kicking
boat
myself.
in 2018, I believe. Those downward trends, the bear
Right.
market,
But
I missed it.
Yeah, we were very young at that time.
Young,
Though.
naive, didn't have the funds.
Yeah, we're at a
So-
different place. We wasn't as mature.
Yeah.
Financially.
Yeah.
So anyway, that said, I remember a Tesla stock,
Mhm.
and it was about like $20-$30,
Oh yeah, that's
and I
2008, right?
yeah, and I always admire Elon Musk. I was like, man, this guy is hyper intelligent. He's got fucking balls. Like he could have just like took his money and just went off to the sunset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's just said, I'm done. But he is like, he's taking all his winnings, reinvesting
Yeah.
in these companies that all these other smart people or CEOs or leaders, and they're telling him, nah, you really can't. It's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I've watched these interviews, just to get a different take on it.
Mhm.
And they were like, no, it's like they totally went against him, which seemed like the easy thing to do when you're starting from the bottom. And Elon just fucking nailed it on so many fronts. I mean, yes, he came close to failing, like going
Yes,
belly up so
going
many times.
bankrupt, yeah.
But that just shows you his resiliency, man. That guy's like, the art of war. He
Yeah.
put himself in a corner. He did that to himself.
Yeah.
He put him in a corner where he couldn't retreat. It was really like sink or swim.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's fucking balls, man. I mean, the balls on this guy.
Yeah.
Just forget about the intelligence. Everyone knows this guy is brilliant. But the balls on this guy. Most smart people, they don't have balls like that.
Mhm.
To change the world and to just like leapfrog all these other companies that's been doing it for the longest that's totally established infrastructure, and Elon's just starting from like literally from scratch.
Yeah. As much as we say that people were not believing in him, he had people in his corner who believed in him.
Oh, absolutely. He must have a good team, but you need to you know it's like an arrow. You know, you have to. The point is not enough. You need the team to push it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the point gotta be.
You need the tension. You need all these the
Yeah.
tension of the string.
Yeah, but the
quality
point
of the
gotta be
ball.
sharp so that
Right.
when it hits, it could just really,
Yeah.
you know, pierce through all the noise, all the bullshit, and really hit the target. You know, and penetrate, and have a lot of impact. And that's Elon. I mean, that is, he I think he's like a talent like that. Is just just all of the attributes.
Yeah.
Is once in a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
Definitely.
I'm glad we get to live, like, what a time we live in. Like, we get to see like LeBron James, MJ, Kobe,
Yeah.
Elon, Warren Buffett,
Yep.
Bill Gates. I mean, all of these like talented folks, business,
Yeah.
like modern day Renaissance men,
Mhm.
and it's just incredible to see this level of what human beings can be, and I find it incredibly inspirational. You know,
Yeah.
just watching these guys and going, "Holy crap, man! Like, we bleed the same blood, and you know, we bleed red, and you're human just like me. And look at how much you're doing." Sometimes I do feel inadequate. I'm like, damn, but at the same time, it just makes me go, no. It's not that I'm not smart, or it's not that you're not smart or you're not smart. You know, it's about your action. You know, you just got to find your direction. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are like that pointy arrow, but they just need to find that direction and a support system,
Yeah.
hopefully, that'll help nudge them a bit.
Yeah.
You know, and then they can find their own greatness within them.
They're calling, right?
And share it with the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's life, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that life? Like, you find something that you're great at, and then you change the world for the better, and you
Yeah.
influence a community of people,
Yeah.
and you give them hope and faith, and you're the first one to do it, and then they rise, and then they take it and they bring it to another level, and then another level of greatness, and another level. It's just incredible. What a time we live in.
I think this is from David Goggins. I've been reading his book, Can't Break Me. I think it came from him. Is like the greatest like gift you can ever get is finding early on what you're truly meant to do.
Oh man,
You know,
Ain't
because
that the truth?
if you knew what you were meant to do early on in life, then you could spend all that time focused on that instead of
Yeah.
like figuring out when you're 50 or 40. You know, later
Right.
in life.
That's a damn truth. And what I'll also here's another way that quote is transferable is for me is finding the one you love early on in life.
Oh yeah.
You know, some people be like, oh, you need to sow your royal oats, and you know, it's good to sleep around, all that stuff. Like, I don't know. You know, that's whatever floats your boat.
Right.
But finding your soulmate at a young age,
Yeah.
and just not having to worry about that, and just having someone you can trust, ride or die, or whatever you want to call it, right? Your lobster, or your other half, and finding that at an early age, man, I think that's incredible. And then be able to grow and build together throughout that time, so you don't even have to worry about that part of your life, because relationships are tough, and worrying
yeah.
about that part and not having one, I think can be just as tough and lonely, because now you're wondering where, you always feel like you kind of feel split,
Yep.
you don't really feel whole. And I mean, before, I found, my
wife?
it was like, I felt that split. And I remember how lonely it felt. And even though I was dating other girls at that time, it's just, I was with them, but I didn't feel like I was connected. It was like, it never really felt right, man. Like, it was hard for me to give a lot of energy into it. It was exhausting just being around them. You know what I mean? And then
Instead of giving you that energy, they were taking that.
And I was
energy.
trying to force it so I wouldn't be lonely too,
Yeah.
which was crazy. And then I was, that's the way I was with friendships too. I would force friendships, right? Because I didn't really have that as a family. My parents were working all the time,
Right.
and my siblings was doing their own thing. And we're not that close in age where we couldn't be like this.
Right.
They're interested in other things, and the other one's too young. So it's like I'm like this weird middle child.
Right.
So it was like, you found that community and family and your friends, whether you liked it or not. Because as a human, psychologically, the way we're built, we're social animals. We just need it. So it was tough, and you fall into these like shitty groups, and that's the group, but that's your shitty group.
Yeah.
So you kind of stay with it until like you can't take that shit anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's also like that in relationships. You stay in a shitty relationship because you'd rather be in a shitty relationship than be lonely. And that's so sad. I hate when I see that. And, it's just, and I have to tell these people, respect and love yourself enough to know that somebody else deserves your love. You know what I mean? If you're in a shitty fucking relationship, whether it be with a friend that you're always trying to like, you're going 80 and they're going 20, you're always calling them out. It's always you giving the effort.
Right.
If you're a boyfriend, girlfriend, or just a friend in general, then that's not it. Let them go.
Yeah.
Let them go. They're lazy. You don't want that lazy friendship. Just let them go so that you can have room for someone else. You'd rather be alone and find yourself, and you'll get better. I swear to God, you will get better. As long as you continue, as long as you make that a priority, self-growth, self-love, just keep doing those things and put yourself out there. Meet people, do things, find new loves. And I'm telling you, other people will see you the way you see yourself. And they're like, man, this person loves himself. I want to know what that's about.
That's powerful. That's super powerful. I totally believe that. Like before you can, give love, you have to like, you have to love yourself first.
You have to
make sure that you are at a place where you can receive that, that good love,
Yeah.
like those good relationships. Because if you're an asshole, you're not ready to receive good relationships. You're just gonna invite people who are gonna.
Or if you're too jaded, if you're too hard outside, that was me back then. I was just too rough around the edges, and the only people I was attracting were other people that were like that, other just aggressive.
Jeez, hardcore motherfuckers.
Just people with aggressive personalities, and we would all get into trouble together, and it was just like, and they would kind of emphasize that, and then it would just multiply your shittiness, and it's just like, even if you're a good person, it just brings the nasty side out of you, and it just amplifies that, and then like it always never felt right, but it was, man, I'd rather do that than be alone, and at a young age you're naive and you're gullible, you'll fall for anything as long as you're with a group. I'm saying that's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And if you're young and you're listening to this, just catch yourself and just be patient with yourself. If you're lonely, do what I did, get a dog. You know what I mean? Remember?
I mean, a dog shows unconditional love.
If you could take care of it, if you're lonely. I was lonely, man, and I said, I'm tired of shitty people and I need company. I got myself a dog. Me and Xavier, we were best friends.
That's a cool name, by the way, Xavier.
Yeah.
Big up to X.
Yeah, big up
living
to X,
up
man.
in the big pie in the sky.
Yeah, man. We can't talk about him too much because, it's
get emotional.
It's gonna be too emotional. It's gonna be. I don't want it to go that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, rest in peace, X. I love you. Yeah, man. But we were there. We slept in my car together, and it was good, man. And then he helped me find myself, and then from there, I was able to make a lot of good friends after that. I trusted myself. I gave myself a lot of space. I let go of my old friends, and and my life has improved ever since.
What was the biggest lesson that you learned from having X? Was it more like compassion? Was it understanding?
It was responsibility.
Responsibility.
Yeah, I was responsible for I was young. I was
a life, like a being.
I was a teenager, right? And I was on my own. So I was complete. When I got him, I only had $100 in my pocket. And
he didn't with you for your money.
He didn't care, man. A dog, they don't even know what money is. You know what currency is to dog? You know what's the biggest currency is for a dog? It's love, man.
Yeah.
And that's not corny, and it's the truth. Anyone that's a real dog owner, you give your dog love, and they will light up, and you're their whole world. And that's why people love dogs so much, because love is the biggest currency. Think about the most important thing that you value right now in your life, whether it be money, whether it be your job, your girlfriend, your mom, whatever it is. That's the way your dog look at you. You're the most, like if you have a good relationship with the dog, you guys connect. That's the way your dog is looking at you, like you're just the most special thing in the world, and all it wants is a eagerness to make you happy. You know, and you feel that love, you know, that unconditional. The second thing is food for them. You know, all they love, that's all they want. It's very simple, man. They just want love, to be walked and fed. That's it. That's it. Those
they
are
just want to be with you.
That's it. And I think humans, if we take a lesson from that and simplify our life, you know, to be active, to eat right, and to give love and receive love, I think we'll feel more whole. Because I know rich motherfuckers, I know millionaires, I have good friends, and you know that they're not happy.
Well, let me say this: that you know these like rich millionaires and stuff. Do they have?
I mean, yeah.
In terms of like, they're just acquiring this wealth, right? But are they also, because with this wealth, do they see it as a great responsibility, and then they want to share?
Here's what I see them doing: they brag a lot on social media.
Okay.
About their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's cool. You know, if you want to flex, I get it. I'm not hating on you at all. But you know, I know them.
Yeah.
And when we hang out, hope they don't see this episode. But I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names.
No names.
But when I hang out with them, like, you know, they talk and we get to a real level. And the reason they're flexing is not so you could feel like shit. It's just there's an insecurity there, man. Like, yo, I grew up with nothing. I'm self-made. I did this. Again, we're just looking for acceptance.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
We just want you to appreciate. We never, you know, no one was ever proud of us growing up. You know, so we need to fill that void. So that's what, I think that's what, at least for those guys that I know, when they're flexing, that's what they're doing. You know, because they got nothing to sell. They're not selling anything. They're not selling these.
They're not influencers. That's not their thing.
They're not influencers, and they're not salespersons on behalf of Lamborghini and Ferrari.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just regular guys like you and me, and they have, you know, accumulated some wealth and material stuff, and a lot of them ain't even looking for girls. You know, they have a wife, or they have a solid girlfriend.
Yeah.
They just want love. They just want people to go, yo, you know, good shit. You know what I mean? And I get that, man, but you know, they're still unfulfilled. You know,
why is that?
I'm just personally, I think just go down to basics, man. You know, it's just self-love, man. It's like I stopped looking for it from everybody. You know, that acceptance is just, look, I just take care of myself. I control what I can control, and I give love to the people that are around me. You know, my friends. I'm not cheap with that shit. I mean, you know, I am not cheap with my love, man. My friends, anyone that's worked with me, my family, you know, I tell them like I love them, and not only that, I act like I love them. You know what I mean? I give a lot of love, and whenever they need help, I really make a strong effort to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and just just have a good time and have fun, and to me, I get fulfillment out of that. And then when I have time for myself, you know, I take care of myself. You know, I gotta give myself love too. You know.
Yeah, you have to take care of yourself. You gotta make yourself.
I just keep it simple, man.
To give
I don't have these absurd expectations. You know what I mean? Of like these weird things. When I'm not chasing that dragon anymore, but I am very ambitious. You know, but that doesn't mean that when I fall short or when I do fail, that depresses me. You know, it makes me go fuck. It just makes me. I just learn to accept it and then use it as like to recalibrate. Like, you know, like if I'm playing Madden or a video game and I fail, and you know, it's like, yo, I want
to play a different way. You gotta find a different way.
I want to get back in the game. I want to get another life. Like if you're playing Super Mario, you don't want to start back from level 1. I just want to, I want to put, or when we were arcade back in the day, you want to put a quarter.
Yeah.
I want to continue, man. That's always been my style. You know, if I lose or if I, you know, and it says, do you want to continue? Hell yeah, give me the quarters, man. Like, you know, I get mad when I can't continue. You know, so that's when I get sad. But I don't get sad if I take a L. No, I just want to continue. I'm like, I'm I guess in a way stubborn. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but or persistent. You know, depends how you want to look at it. But
I think it's persistence. I mean, when you look at like motivation, and your people tend to lose that momentum. They're not as persistent. You know. Once they get one failure, that's it, or a couple failures, it just knocks them down back to square one.
Yeah.
But if you say to yourself, okay, this is just, like you said, this is like recalibration. This is a learning moment for me, and I continue, I think that you'll get very far because you're not starting from square one. You're starting from square 10, you know?
Yeah. And that's why, like, I mean, what you say is a learning moment, man. I mean, something as silly as bowling taught me that. You know, when I used to bowl, and one of my friends said to me, Will, you know, memorize, you know, you're hitting a few strikes now. You got to really memorize, like, the way you did it, the release, and your walk up to it, and your body. Just understand that. And then and when you do miss your shot, when you miss the pins, remember why. It's all about, like, just really understanding and paying attention.
Yeah.
And not looking at it like, damn, and getting emotional about it. It's really just focusing and just looking at the process. Just know that it's going to get better the next time around. You get back up and continue. You know, like if I miss or I shoot a gutter ball, you know, I'm not just going to go home, hey, on the third frame, hey, guys, I'm going home. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think in life, you kind of got to look at it. You know, if you're playing, like, it's weird that I use a bowling analogy. I haven't gone bowling in like forever, but, you know, you don't quit on the second frame. Just because you go throw a gutter ball, man, you know, you got 8 more frames. And with a lot of these young folks, you know, you're young, you take a L, so what? Make adjustments. You know, we live in a time where we could try anything and everything. And everybody's making it seem, like back then, it was like, yo, you Asian, nothing's possible. You got to be a doctor, a lawyer, something smart, right? Nowadays,
you can be a presidential candidate. You can be
CEO.
A basketball player.
Yeah,
there's so many role models now, or,
you could be an actor,
examples.
You could be a director. You could be a writer.
Right.
You could be anything, man. You can literally be. You could be a UFC fighter. I mean, you can. You know, fuck everybody that's telling you if you're black you can't do this, you're white you can't do this, or if you're yellow, you know, you're green. Fuck all that noise, man. Like, you know what you can do. You know what I mean? Just. It's all right. And if you love it, man, then just do it because you love it and it brings you joy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, man. Just do it. And who cares? Don't ask for permission. Just do it. You know, so that's my take on that.
Don't ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness later.
Fuck that too, man. Just go. Just get it, man. Stop overthinking this, man. Just get up, get out, and have fun. You know, and a lot of time we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, but... And that's fine if you thrive in that environment, but have fun, man. Have fun, man. Because when you're having fun, you get more energy. It's like free energy, you know, like free currency. And if you want to be really efficient, just have fun with whatever you're doing. Find ways to have fun. You know, like, why do people love sex? That shit is fun and it feels good, right? Why do people love basketball? It's hard work. It's fun and it feels good. You know, why do people love earning money when they have all the money in the world? Yes, power, I get it, but why? Because it's fun. It just feels, it's a high when you get, like, when you know that you got more money coming your way, when you're growing your assets and your income, and you see all this money, you feel like, yeah, you know, I'm winning. You know,
that's
it's
true.
fun.
I look at my bank account almost every day, and I track my savings every month.
You're watching your score go up.
I'm
like
watching my
game.
score go up. Yeah. So every percentage point like I get, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like,
it's like the momentum.
It kind of feels like us, you know. Every time I see like somebody like subscribe to us or drop me a DM or something,
okay.
I kind of like that. To me, it's just like, oh shit, somebody is actually watching us, and listening, and maybe getting some value out of this. You know, especially when I get those messages come through, and you know, I'm able to read them. And, you know, or people who see me in the street and they're just like, yo, you know, it's like, it's weird at first, you know, but at the same time, it's just like, that's the world we live in. And, oh shit, I helped somebody, man. That, you know, that brings a lot of happiness. Like, you know, I didn't get anything out of it in terms of like direct, you know, I didn't get money or anything, but for whatever reason, just, it's like me giving you a present and watching you opening and you go, yo, I love this shit. And thanks a lot. And it's like someone will come, it's like I gave them something, and it just feels good giving. Yeah. You know, so, yeah, man, that's why I love doing this. I have a lot of fun. You know, a lot of people, it's like, there's really, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's fun. You know, and I'm not doing it just because everybody else is doing. You see me, and everyone that knows me, like, they're like, yeah, Will, podcast is definitely you. Like, even before podcast was a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
This is when podcasts were just starting out.
No, because it's like back then, me and my boys, we used to just sit in the park and talk all day. It'd be just like this. Yeah. But when technology became, you know, when you could bring the fucking internet with you everywhere in your pocket, that stopped. You know,
just meeting up, having a conversation instead of just text messaging.
Back then, you couldn't You couldn't get ADD. You know what I mean? You couldn't get notifications on your phone in the middle of a conversation and look at it.
Yeah.
You had to look the person in the eye and talk to them just like this.
Yeah.
And in a group, and you talked about whatever subject matter comes to mind, whatever's going on in your life, and we kind of just like shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And it was a good time, man. And we do it over eating, over beers, over whatever, man, over a pack of smokes. Over watching people and playing basketball on the court, people playing handball, and we're just sitting around talking on a bench. It was a good time. You know what I mean? And so that's why this podcast thing, when we were doing it, I was like, yeah, it feels natural. It feels like I'm just talking at the park again with my friends. You know what I mean?
I think there is that you reminisce about the past, and it's weird because we grew up in an age of like not really technology where it's like every day in our lives. So me and my friends, we used to play ball, play football, and then after that we just go back to his house and just like fucking cook, like make hot dogs.
Yeah,
and that was like the
man.
best time. That's the the most memorable thing about just hanging out and eating something simple like hot dogs.
Yeah, me and my cousin, man, same thing. Yeah, we used to just play in the park, play basketball, football. Like from the sunrise, we'll meet up, we'll knock on each other's door, come out, we'll pick each other up, and then we'll just be out playing all day.
Yeah. And
then we'll just get a basket of French fries or like 2 cheeseburgers and just kick it, man, and a Snapple. We just like, damn, it was just so much fun. We just talk all day and have fun and be out there playing and that's it, man. That was it. That was like that within itself just felt amazing.
Yeah, I miss those days.
I do.
Yeah,
I really do.
Right now I don't play sports because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to twist the ankle.
It's tough being a weekend warrior.
Oh yeah.
I was like, we're older now and we gotta, we gotta preserve our bodies.
Yeah.
Unless you're training 24/7, then
I
want to
have this body until I'm like 50 or 60. I still want to, have a physique. You can say I don't want a dad bod, basically.
Yeah.
No dad bod for me,
bro. I'm fighting that so hard.
So hard.
I'm fighting that so hard because I love food and I love my occasional drink, and all things that kind of promote that dad bod. I love those things, and I gotta control it. I gotta control it with my intermittent fasting or my salads. I go in and out.
I think there's so much knowledge out there. Like you can life hack.
That's what I'm doing
into it, right? So I was like reading something about Sylvester Stallone. He was like, to get his physique after Rocky 1, he was like jacked, and I was like, people ask him, did you take steroids? And it's like, no, I worked out hard during, Monday through Friday, but on the weekends I go hard, like drinking, whatever. Like he did all the cheat stuff in the weekend, but he still maintained his like physique. It can be
whatever
done.
works, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work for everyone. I wouldn't recommend it because there's a lot of people that like for example, if I'm a smoker and I only smoke on weekends, that's not gonna work.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not gonna fuck up my lungs, and then Monday through Friday I'm gonna be hurting, man. And then and then eventually my brain is gonna go, yo, this is like stupid. Why don't we just relax and smoke all the time, or let's just not make it that extreme. Let's just say be lazy. Once you get in the habit of being lazy, and like the key to me is consistency. However, if you want to live once in a while and have cheat days, you can control that, then go ahead. You know yourself best. But everybody has only a certain amount of willpower. And when it wanes, then that's it. So if you know you're weak to vices and you're not that strong yet, your motivation's not that high and your ability's not that high, then you really have to be more strict with yourself, with the discipline. Your discipline better be off the charts.
Yeah.
Until you get to that level, then you can kind of, have your cheat things. But that's the thing. Look, when I cut out sugar and alcohol and all that, I did that for like 18 months.
That's a long time.
Before, when I was trying to have Jordan.
Yeah.
I was clean. I was taking vitamins, protein shakes, salads. Like I was eating super healthy, no sugar, no extra salt if I don't need it. I was very limited. Like if I had sugar, it came from natural stuff like fruits, right? And I was in incredible shape. I was shredded, right? But at the same time, like when I did have, I remember we went to Martha's Bakery out in Queens and Forest Hills.
Yeah.
Delicious, right? And I used to, like, my brain was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this. And it was 18 months, right? Because when she was pregnant,
This is post 18 months after.
yeah, because she was pregnant now, and I was like, fuck, I need a drink. I need my, my bakery stuff, my sweets. And that was the first thing I was digging into was just one of my favorite cakes there. And I went in, took a bite. It was the most disgusting thing to me. It just felt overloaded. It was like someone threw a pack of sugar in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, I spit it out. I couldn't even eat it. Everyone's looking at me like, whoa, that's your favorite. I'm like, I can't touch this thing, man.
It's just, I think after a while, I think your body just became adjusted to not having sugar and sweets in your life.
It totally rejected it. And then that's when I realized that, holy shit, this thing, I understand why people say it's a drug. It's a drug, man. It's like when you don't smoke for a long time and you have that cigarette, it's fucking disgusting. You're just like, oh, it was your first cigarette. You're like, oh, you're coughing. Yeah, your body's like, yo, this is no bueno, right? But when you get used to smoking a lot, then you're like, yo, I need it. It tastes normal. Then you get the craving. Same thing with sugar. You get the sugar cravings.
Yeah.
But when you don't have it anymore and you go into it, you're like, ew. Your body's like, yo, get the hell out. This is not right.
Yeah.
This isn't right, man. Get off. So
I think that's how kids are with vegetables. when they first like have that taste, it's like, ew, your body's rejecting it. But then when you continually have it, it's gonna be okay.
I think so.
know?
That's funny that you mentioned that. It's something healthy.
Yeah.
That said, all right, yo, I'm going car shopping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, because
You need a family car, right? You need something.
I have a family car.
Yeah.
But it's a freaking gas guzzler. Like literally, I'm getting 10 miles per gallon on my Jeep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I have the
That's really bad.
I have a Hemi.
Oh, you have a
engine.
Hemi. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great car in the
Yeah.
snow, man.
Oh yeah.
And-
All-wheel
and
drive.
All-wheel
Yeah.
drive is a beast. It's a beast in the snow. It's been pretty reliable. Knock on wood. And my other car that I love, it's an old hoopty, but it's not real. I'm a dad now. I'm kind of worried. I don't care. Like, people see me in it. They, whatever. Like,
Right.
it's not like it's a flashy car. It's actually the opposite of the most flashy. Is like it's a hoopty. But I love it, man. It was like my first car I ever had, and it just. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I have an affection for it.
Yeah.
Again, you know me. I'm not all like I don't care about looks most of the time. It's like it's really how you make me feel. And yeah, man, the way the car makes me feel is amazing. But it's dangerous. It's an old car, and it's falling apart.
I mean, you drive it yourself. Your family's not. You don't drive your family in it. So.
Never put my kids in it. Never.
Right.
I would never do that unless it's like a super emergency. But my kids has never even sat inside of it. It's just like they just know it's daddy's car. But I've been looking at the Tesla.
Oh, which model?
Man. So here's the thing. Here's where let's just get the Model X and the Model S out the way.
Yeah.
It's just it came out as the first two that were like more mainstream popularized that most consumers were purchasing. Will really kind of put them on a map. Tesla is a large SUV and the larger sedan. But for some reason, even though it's beautiful and or it's nice and it has more space and it has the gull-wing doors. And it has a different screen. It's I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't really.
Is it too extravagant to luxury, or is it just?
No. Hey, believe me, if I have it, I'll be like, yeah, awesome.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, but for some reason, it just never clicked for me. I'm emotional, right?
Yeah.
Like I think when you buy a home. And when you purchase a vehicle, those are emotional purchases. Like it has to trigger you in some way, in terms of your feelings, right? And it just never I never looked at it. And I know a lot of people they look at it and they get emotional and they want to get it, and they did, and they'll spend $100K on an electric car. Cool, more power to you.
$100K for an electric car?
Yeah, Model X is about $100K. Like
Oh,
when you package it right
Like
in the way I want it, in the configuration
the
I want
premium
it,
package.
it would be $100K at
Okay.
least. It would actually be a little over. Same thing with Model S, the way I would want, because I don't think the entry level Model X looks nice with the stock, with the lowest, just the way it is. Like if you didn't really configure it, kind of, it looks minivanish to me. Like it just
Oh.
doesn't look like why. And I think it's like 70, 80K.
Yeah.
And it just like when you leave it like that, just.
So you want something a
Doesn't know.
little sporty, like sort of like a crossover between a
No,
sedan
I'm
and
just
some kind of
something
SUV.
that'll, I don't know. Just when it's like a woman, right?
Mhm.
Like I don't have a type. It's like when I see her, I'll know.
You know.
Yeah, like when it's just feeling like I don't know if she's talking like you see. I had like my ex-girlfriend was fat, right, and then my other ex-girlfriend was skinny. You know, and they're like two different extremes, right? And I was crazy about them when I was with them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's just like, but it's a feeling. Like when I'm around them, I just know. So when I see something, I just get a feeling. And the Tesla 3, I find interesting. And I'm also looking at the Tesla Model Y, which is like, it's kind of like a 3, but taller and has a hatchback.
Yeah. It's like a crossover SUV, right? So it's very similar to a CRV,
Yeah.
a BMW the X3?
X3,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess more in line with that.
Yeah.
But I just find it so interesting, like because I think it's efficient. To me, I think it looks kind of nice. Like it's not too like raw. Look at me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I took a look at it this morning.
Yeah, it's a little more subtle. It'll blend in, but at the same time, everyone's. I've been watching their YouTube reviews and everything, and people are like, it's so much fun to drive. The thing is, now if I get the Model 3. I'm at this weird. All right, I'm probably like very unique here. I don't know if anyone else is kind of thinking like me. The Model 3, if I get that, I would get it just the way it is in its plain configuration. Weird, but I say that because the way I would use it, the Model 3 is like, like I think that has the most value, and all those other add-ons doesn't really change the car much for me, the way I would use it, because I wouldn't do long drives with it, right? And I wouldn't really need all the extra power because a lot of the areas I'm driving, speed limits like 35, 55 maybe.
Yeah.
And between New York and New Jersey and all the cops around, is just like, it's probably not a good idea unless you want to get tickets up the ass.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the entry-level Model 3 will work for me just fine. And I don't care about all the looks and stuff like that, right? I actually think it looks nice, very subtle. But, and that's like 40,000, like $10 under 40,000, right? But the Model Y, I wouldn't get it in its raw form.
Yeah, it kind of looks weird to me.
Yeah.
The frame just looks, like you said, like a hatchback, but then it's bigger than a hatchback.
Right.
So
I think in its raw form looks kind of weird. Because like they did the chrome delete, and then if you do the chrome delete and then you have the chrome rims, well, the silver rims, just to me, it's not a good look, right? Aesthetically, right? So I would definitely get like the rims to match. The upgraded one was just black, and then it matches the chrome delete. And for some reason, for that car, I would want like a white interior.
Oh, I saw that.
I would definitely want that white interior. To me, it just goes better, like for that type of car. For me, just because it'll feel more open.
So
it'll go
it's
with
gonna be
the
bitch to clean, no?
No, from what I hear, it's really good material.
Okay.
And like it's not gonna get like stained up like you think a white one would. A white interior would be.
Yeah, I'm sure Tesla thought about that too.
Yeah, so
self-cleaning mode.
So I looked at the variance between the price. So it's like, so that model is like 55,000 the way I would configure it. And I'm just going, damn, 55, 56,000. So I'm just going, shit, it's like $16,000 more just to get like a nicer, to me, I think it'll be nicer looking. Absolutely. And then now I'm selling myself everything. I'm like, ooh, so that means instead of rear wheel drive, it'll have all wheel drive. It'll have the fully panoramic without that crossbar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it'll have the hatchback, and I could fit more shit in there, 66 cubic feet, whatever. Yeah. And then I'm going, oh yeah, and then it has a longer range, about 70 more miles. Ooh, so now I'm like selling myself all of these different things, and I'm like, and aesthetically it looks better, and it's the newest thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm like getting into like shallow territory, so I'm just like, damn. So which one do I go for?
Oh, you're thinking about the Model 3 versus the
Model Y. Yeah,
okay.
and it's crazy because like it's almost not a fair comparison, almost
It
not,
isn't.
because I'm doing the entry level
Yeah.
Model 3 and I'm with nothing, and I'll be all right with that.
Mhm.
But then the Model Y, the way it is just so enticing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's making me feel more.
Mm.
But is it making me feeling $16,000
Yeah.
more? I don't know.
I think the Model Y fits your lifestyle
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Not just based on just like the features and stuff like that, which is I think is important, but also the use of it.
Right.
You're using it for family, right?
Right.
So I
Right.
think that also having that space
Right.
is going to be advantageous as well. So
Right.
you might have to sell your other car. So
No. I like my SUV, man. It's all paid for.
okay,
But it's a nice car,
Yeah.
man. It's a beast, like
Mhm.
it's a like I love the whole electric movement, the no gas thing, but
oh yeah,
like I also need a car that has gas, like on some, like, just in case.
yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
just in case. I'm not gonna have like my garage full of like electric cars. I need one car that's gas,
Mm-hmm.
at least one. That's a
Yeah.
beast, that could fit my family in, you
Right.
know, and through the snow. You just never know, you just.
You never know, the apocalypse might hit, and you need something.
And you need
to-
a gas car, But what I really want is the Tesla Roadster. That is
Oh, I
sexy.
haven't seen that one.
Oh,
I haven't
what?
seen that. No, yeah. The Tesla Roadster.
Oh man,
That's
that
sexy.
bro,
I like.
bro.
What color would you get in?
Any color, man.
Any color. Oh.
It's like any color shows off the lines. I mean, red is probably the most poppy, but
yeah.
like I feel like for me, I wouldn't want to get such a strong color because it's already sexy. I
Yeah.
probably want to keep it more like a little more subtle, a little more quiet. But I don't know, whatever. I'll take it in red. Whatever, man. It's hot.
Yeah.
It is sexy.
What's the price
man.
point on that?
I think for the regular version it's 200,000,
Mm-hmm.
and for the Founder series I think it's 250. It's sexy,
Oof.
man. It is sexy.
You heard it right here. We need Tesla to sponsor this podcast.
Man, it is sexy as hell. But if I have a car like that, I'd be like terrified to leave it in the street.
Oh yeah.
You
need
know,
a garage.
I'll
you need
have
definitely
I have
get
so much
protected.
anxiety leaving it out there because I would just
Yeah.
I would just love that car so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. One man can dream.
No, yeah. Definitely. I think if you really want it, you go after it.
Right. And you know, actually compared to other supercars, man, you're getting a ton of value
Oh yeah.
with that one. A ton of it. It's a lot cheaper than all the other the other sports cars for what you get.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
What are you doing? All right. Anyway, all right. So recommendations. What I'm up to now. I'm actually watching this show on Netflix called Castlevania. It's a cartoon one, the animated one, and I saw the first 2 seasons and I thought it was freaking awesome. It's about Dracula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's
also a
different
video game.
Right. It's a different spin on it.
Mhm.
And it takes you to, how he was kind of secluded, and just kind of just doing his own thing. I don't want to give it away. But he fell in love with a regular woman, and something happened, and it just kind of erupts from there, and it goes next level, and then it just takes you to a hell of a ride. Those first 2 seasons, and season 3 just came out. And it's just, I don't want to give it away, man. I've got to be very careful.
But you're adamant. You want to share this. People should be watching it.
People should watch
Yeah.
it. It's just a really good show. If you're into like animation, and I know most people are into like, I feel like if you're into anime, you'll like this, because even though it's not Japanese, it's really good. It's really good. The action, the storyline, the voice acting, the directing on it. It's a good show.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely check it out.
Yeah, Castlevania season 3 just came out, and if you didn't watch it yet, you're so lucky because you get to watch the first 3 seasons. Because I had to wait for each one.
Oh, okay. Now it's all out, so you can watch it all
Well,
at
I don't
once.
know if it's all out. I'm literally 1 episode in season 3. I tried to watch it last night, and I kind of fell asleep.
Oh.
But that's not because it was boring. It's because straight up, like, I just had a long day.
Mm.
Yeah.
My recommendation, I've been reading David Goggins' new book, Can't Hurt Me. and it's an amazing insight into his life. This guy, he is take no shit, take no prisoners type of attitude towards life, towards bettering himself. He went through SEAL training. He had to go through like 3 times. And I think this is an amazing book to really like realize your potential. And I want people to take a look at it because it provides a lot of insight.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great recommendation, man. All right. Well, that does it for us today. And thank you for listening. And until the next one, Lucky Boys out.
Yep, Lucky Boys out.